Hey everyone, so this is a nail art tutorial on how to achieve this look here. It's a gradient sponge nail art look and it's really easy, but it gives fantastic results. So you're going to need a few things, the first of which is a base coat. I'm using an acrylic nail base coat. Then a base colour, I'm using OPI What's with the Cattitude. Then one colour is Orly Blue Collar, then Orly Rio Nights. Then I'm using an out the door fast dry top coat to smooth everything out. For cleanup, some nail polish remover and Q-tips, then a makeup sponge, just a standard wedge, some toothpicks, sticky tape and a pair of scissors. Now the first step is to apply your base coat. Now I am using the acrylic nail base coat because I do have acrylics on at the moment, but just once you've applied that, make sure it's completely dry. The next step is to apply your base colour. Now if you're using a lighter shade and a darker shade of the same tone, it's okay just to use the lighter shade, but if you're using opposing colours, say blue and orange, you don't want to put orange underneath blue because it'll go a bit murky, so just use a white or a colour that matches both. In this case I'm using a light blue, which is OPI What's with the Cattitude. So I'm applying 1 or 2 layers depending on how opaque the colour is, just as a base coat. So I apply that, and then once that's on, let that dry completely. Now the next step is to get some sticky tape and just tear a piece off and stick it to an A4 sheet of paper. That way it will give us a surface to put our nail polish on. So you want to get your colours, so colour 1 and colour 2, you can use up to 4, but anything more than that can get a bit messy. So get the colours and you want to apply them onto the sticky tape and form a really small puddle. The actual spot that you want to apply them on is to be a bit wider than your normal nail. So just apply a couple of drops, kind of painting it and dabbing it onto the tape. Then get the second colour and place it right next to the first colour. And then what you want to do is get your toothpick and mix them together. Now this is what gives it a really nice gradient look, and it is really smooth. Now the bigger your swirls are, the longer it's going to take to transition from the one colour to the 2 colour. The smaller your swirls are, the shorter the distance is going to be for the transition, so it's going to transition a lot quicker on the nail. So blend them in together and make sure the colours are mixed in really nicely. Once that's done, you want to get your makeup sponge. Now normally I would start from my thumb and then work my way across. So starting from the thumb and then going to the next nail, the next nail, the next nail, the next nail, because we're going to be cutting the sponge, but for this I'm just using the middle finger. Put the sponge on top of the colour so it soaks it up, and then kind of roll it across the nail and then dab it slightly, just to leave the colour. So it's a bit pale. I'm going to do this step again from the beginning to the end. So just applying the colour to the sticky tape, putting the second colour on, then mixing it together with the toothpicks. Then I'm going to get my makeup sponge again using the same sponge, dab it down and apply the colour yet again. That'll darken it up. Now if you find you need a bit more purple, for example, you just get the end of the sponge that has the purple and apply just a little bit more across the tip. Same goes for the blue, just spin it around and apply more blue if you need to. Now once that's done, you want to clean up, so it's better and a lot easier to clean it up while it's wet. So just get your nail polish remover and a Q-tip, wet it down and then clean up around the cuticle area. Now once that's all done, apply your favourite top coat. I'm using Out the Door Fast Dry Top Coat. This really smooths it out and helps it pop. Now this is where you can use one sponge instead of wasting a lot of sponges. I'm going to cut down, and that's why it's important to start from your biggest nail and work your way to the smallest nail. So go down about 5 millimeters down the sponge and snip it. Now that little bit that comes off, you can just throw it away. You don't really need to use it, but you're left with a clean sponge. And you can use that sponge on the next nail, and then the next and the next. So you just keep cutting after each use until you're left with the smallest one for your pinky. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I told you it was going to be easy. I hope you guys have fun making your own colour combinations, and if you do, please leave them as a video response down below. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!